Everybody, and welcome to Week 7 of the NFL season. Today, we're going to be going over purely just the spread picks of the week. Tomorrow, we'll go over DFS. We thought we'll do 2 podcasts a week now, so we'll just get right into it. The first game, we have the Denver Broncos and the Cleveland Browns in the ugliest game of the century. We'll start with Corey. What's the spread? It opened at Broncos +5. It is now down to Broncos +2.
Okay.
What do you got here?
Yeah, this game sucks. The over under is 41.5, and the under for the Broncos has gone under in the last 6 games 4 times. Cleveland in the last 9 games, 6 of them have gone over, but that's obviously with them having a full force, all steam ahead team. And right now they are like the back of the train. They are just slowly moving right now with all the injuries they have, and I'm not sure where to go with this game. -1.5 on FanDuel right now. I know you said it is -2.
Okay, yeah.
It's all over the board.
On DraftKings.
Yeah, so it opened up.
So it depends on which side you want to bet.
But. Yeah, I mean, it opened up at 44.5 for the over/under, and it's now down to 41.5. So I think I would. 41 is such little points, and these teams suck. But I'm inclined to go over just for the fact that it's been bet down 3 points already. If it goes, I'll probably wait till tomorrow to see what it goes to. But if it goes under 40. Or 40.5, I'll probably take the over, but it's a terrible game. I don't like the pick.
But what side do you like for this?
If I had to, if gun to my head, I'm going to take Browns at home.
At -1.5.
Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater is still banged up, and if he gets hurt anytime during that game, I mean the Broncos are in for a world of hurt then. So give me Browns
I'm with you, Corey. I mean, I think we got an Alex Smith type of comeback here for Case Keenum. We got, earned this starting role Johnson and Hollywood Higgins, I think, going to have a breakout game, establish themselves as valuable players on this team, full of superstars. They're going to take advantage of their playing time. So I like the Browns here. Bet against them all you want, but you're going to lose.
Is that a homer pick?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's straight coming from a Browns fan.
No, straight facts right there.
All
Alex,
right.
Alex Smith did it. He was 35. Case Keenum, probably similar age. I think he was a little bit better too. So, don't count out old man Jones.
All right. Well, I took this. I texted both of you to get the Broncos +5 right after the game ended last week because they were so injured, and it has now moved all the way to plus. I still got them yesterday at 3.5. I bet it again. Now it's down to now that it's under 3. Like I lean like I'm not gonna bet it anymore. I still think I would take the Broncos.
The one thing we do know is the Browns always keep the games close because of that defense. So I think kind of the easiest play, at least I think, is taking an alternate spread and going with some Broncos points.
Just in case. The Broncos already have points.
Yeah, no, just like bumping them up a little bit.
Well, I already got them at 5, so I don't need to bump that up either.
Yeah,
I don't need to bet this game anymore. If I still had to bet it right now, I still think I would take the Broncos at +2. This Browns team, they're rolling out Case Keenum, Donovan Peoples-Jones, and Rashard Higgins as their offense and D'Ernest Johnson as their lead back. This is not even the same Browns team. This is like the Browns from like 4 years ago when they didn't win a single game. This is the fact that you can get Teddy Bridgewater, who's been incredible against the spread throughout his career, in this spot. It's just even at +2, I gotta take. It's probably at this point just take the money line on the Broncos instead of the +2. But that's.
So can the Broncos actually do anything?
They still have the talent on their side is way more than the Browns. They have Cortland Sutton. Yeah. They have Javonte Williams. Like they have some actual, and then they have like a game manager in Bridgewater that can just keep them at least in it. And I think they win it in a low scoring game.
Yeah. So
Fangio offense, though, is just nothing to write home about.
No, but
Against a good,
I think the Broncos'
think the
defense
Browns-
is healthier.
I think the Browns' defense is probably the best unit in this game.
It's
So,
still not even that much better.
and at home, we're gonna get up for it. Primetime game,
yeah, well,
easy lock.
all right.
Well,
I
now
would take Broncos under 7.5 points, though.
Well, we'll move on from this game into the Sunday games, and the first game up is Washington. Opened at plus 10.5. It's now down to, I believe, 8.5.
Yeah, 8.5.
On
See 7.5 DraftKings.
on DraftKings. So people are hammering the Washington here. I got them at 10.5. And if I can get it on FanDuel at 8.5, I'm not, since I already got it at 10.5, I'm not betting it again, but I would still take Washington plus 8.5.
No,
I
no
just
way.
think, this is one of those spots where I've said when you have teams that are really bad against the spread, like
1 and
Washington
5.
is like, they're 1-5 against the spread, and the Packers are, I don't know, like
5-1.
3-2. Are they 5-1?
Did you see what uniform the Packers are rolling out with? I don't think they lose them. Like they're gonna have an explosive game.
When
Aaron Jones
you
is
have a
like-
team that's 5-1 against the spread and a team 1-5 against the spread, the books
gonna even
account
out.
for that. That's why it opened up at like 10.5, and then it's just a great spot to bet the team because teams still regress to the mean in the spread over the course of the season. The Washington's not going to finish the year like 2-15 against the spread. It's just not what happens.
They're not going to, but they're going to Lambeau. I mean, Washington, they can put up points.
10.5 was a great number to get them.
So it opened up opened up at 50. It's 49 now. Washington's last 5 games, 4 of them have gone over. Packers on the opposite side, 4 of the last 6 games have gone under. I think it's just because of who they've played, and they've just kept, like, they played the Bears last week. We kind of talked about that, how that game might go under, just the interdivision game. If here at this point, I'm going to keep riding with Aaron Rodgers, especially the fact that, I mean, Washington football team, they're so hurt. I mean, their secondary is atrocious. I mean, this is a huge game. Devonta Adams again. I just think the Packers at home just put up. I mean, by Sunday, I'm curious to see if this will go down even more. I mean, 7.5, 8.5. I mean, it doesn't really matter at those points in time. Those numbers are basically the same. So I'm kind of happy that's moving towards Washington's favor with the money or with the spread itself. So if it gets down, I don't think it will, but 7, I'm gonna take it. But again, I don't.
So
think
right now you still lean like at the current spread on DraftKings, which is the best number you can get for the Packers. You still like the 7.5?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay.
I mean, we saw last week the Washington, they stuck with the Chiefs, but then the second half happened, and Mahomes is like, "Well, I'm playing the Washington football team. Secondary sucks," and he torched them. So if the game script is anything like last week for the Packers and they're tied at halftime, I think Aaron Rodgers just comes out and just blows them out of the water.
This is just a classic backdoor cover, in my opinion.
All right, Nick, anything on this?
Packers all day.
Yeah.
You see the unis; they're not losing.
Oh
so.
yeah, those new
If you want to
unis.
play it safe, just grab a money line and a parlay, and it's like an easy lock, something you don't have to worry about. But that's probably what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. All right.
I'll probably have the Packers in every parlay I do this weekend.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, I do, like I said, I think you're betting a number, you're not betting the team. So, like,
No, yeah, true.
I think the Packers win this game.
Yeah.
But it's just like, especially when I first saw 10.5, I just it was the Broncos, and then there was one other I'll get to later that I just immediately shocked me, and I bet it as quick as I could. But
it's a great tease down point too. It's a great teaser. You can throw it down, bet it down to 2.5. At 6-point teaser. So
I like that.
Yeah. All right.
I like both sides of the teaser. I still prefer, since I already like Washington at the 8.5, getting them to 14.5 over a touchdown. I like that more, but
I don't know. But all right.
Yeah. So
we'll see.
The next.
I really want to. I'm going right off the agenda here. I know, but we got to talk about how 2021 was said to be the crazy year. false. 2022, all because of this week. We have Geno Smith playing Jameis Winston in a game. 2 starters. Absolute garbage.
We'll get to that game. We'll get to that game.
I have to talk about it. I've been waiting all day to just talk how this is such a trash matchup. I mean, I can't think of 2 worse quarterbacks. Like, can we get a Jamarcus Russell appearance in here? Like, what's going on with that game?
We can save that for when we talk about Monday night game. I know you're just dying to trash my Saints, but the next game is the Chiefs Titans. That game opened at Chiefs minus 4.5. Now it's up to Chiefs minus 5.5. Corey, what side do you like here?
We know that the Chiefs can't cover spreads. They're 2-4 this year against covering spreads. Titans surprisingly are 4-2, especially with how bad that defense is. Somehow Derrick Henry is just unreal. We could talk 45 minutes about how insane he is and the stat line he's been showing. You give me minus 5.5 for Chiefs. I'm gonna take that. Titans, they play close. Buffalo should have beat them. Titans defense, it's Chiefs. Mahomes is salivating, and he will possibly do the exact same thing he did last week against Washington. So give me the Chiefs minus 5.5, and I almost kind of like the over here at 56.5. I know that
it's up to 57.5 on DraftKings now.
Oh, okay. So I guess that kind of goes against, if it's going to go over, then it's probably going to be a closer game. But I could see it being like a 40-30 game, be honest. So that's my thought.
Nick, what are your thoughts? What side do you like here?
I think the Titans are getting healthy again. They got some momentum.
Didn't they have a dude get stretchered out on a cart?
Yeah, Taylor
people
Warren.
are figuring them out.
He said they're getting healthy as the dude gets stretchered out on a cart.
Yeah, Taylor Warren.
Who?
Taylor Warren.
One of their best players.
Yeah, their left tackle. I get it. Yeah, one player. Not any of the. You get Julio and AJ Brown back. That's what
Julio has a hammy. He left the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He's gonna play.
He said they're getting healthy.
They're healthier,
dude. And they just lost their secondary's depleted. I'm pretty sure they lost someone else.
Well, their defense is already bad, so I'm not counting on them to do anything except lose. So it kind of goes unchanged for me.
What?
But I guess if I had to bet the game, I'm probably going to do Titans plus 14.5 and then alternate spread for minus 350.
Well, no, what's your straight up pick if you had to make one, not some alternate spread?
I didn't really like either of them.
I know, but we're just giving
I'd probably go, if I had to bet on the game, I would take the over.
Okay.
Over 57.5?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I had to do it.
Yeah. We're giving our picks for each game, but then obviously the games that you are confident in, your 3, whenever you get to one of your 3 favorite ones, you can say this is one I'm actually liking that you're betting. So
I'm just going with high probability, lower odds. That's it.
Yeah. Well, we're not giving out 14.5 alternate spreads on this podcast.
I just did. Served it on a platter. That's an easy win.
Right.
Well, I'm going with Corey. I like the Chiefs minus 5.5 here. Patrick Mahomes is still statistically having his best season ever. And people are, I don't know, it's just because of their record. Yes, I know they've had a rough start, but the Chiefs, Mahomes is still Mahomes. And they're playing a absolute trash Titans defense. Mahomes is Mahomes. I just bet Mahomes MVP. Since we're talking about the Chiefs, Mahomes is the best price to get him at MVP all year at plus 1,800. He could I looked at their schedule. I wouldn't be shocked if they didn't lose a game the rest of the season. Obviously, that's probably not going to happen, but I think they can roll the Titans here, even with King Henry.
All right, what's the next game on the slate?
The next game we got is the Jets versus the Patriots. It's at -7 for the Patriots. Corey, what side do you like here?
Bill Belichick against the Jets lately. Zach Wilson going in. His record against rookie quarterbacks is 20 and 3 or 4, something like that, something ridiculous. Give me Patriots -7, and I just don't think it's gonna be a close enough game. I mean, the Jets, they got their first victory last week, but against a terrible.
They already played this year, right?
Yeah, they did, and the Patriots.
Wilson threw like 5 interceptions
he
or
did.
something.
So I kind of see the exact same game script going. Jets are a little bit healthier now. They get some more weapons on the outside. Jameson Crowder's back. It's kind of like a safety blanket for Zach Wilson, but it doesn't matter at this point. He's still a rookie quarterback.
It's the Jets.
Yeah, it's the Jets. You know, regardless of how good Coach Saleh is, I mean, Bill Belichick is better. Give me Patriots -7.
What do you like, Nick?
Patriots have hung in there with some solid teams too. It's an easy one for me.
Patriots -7.
Yeah.
I think we're all in agreement here.
Yeah.
It went down to 6.5 for briefly. I bet that, but I still think I would take them again at -7.
Yep.
Like I think this should be closer to -10.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of the boringest games on the slate this week. It's just gonna be terrible.
Yeah,
unless you're.
We don't need to spend a whole lot of time. Bill Belichick against rookie quarterback. It's just a good spot for the Patriots.
What about the over/under?
Over/under.
Maybe the under could be an interesting one.
It's 42.
It's 43.
Oh, 43.
So I don't really want. I don't ever really bet over/unders that much. I will if I do. Usually it's on a Thursday night football game or a Monday night football game because of. Well, I'll talk about that later.
We'll get there. All right.
Yeah.
Next game.
Next game we have Bengals Ravens. It's at Ravens -6.5. The line really hasn't. It's bounced back and forth between 6 and 6.5 a little bit, but it's at Ravens -6.5 right now.
Yeah. Both teams are 3-3 this year against the spread. Baltimore is actually 10-4 against the spread. Their last 14 games against the AFC North. Or 8-3 against the AFC North. Sorry. 14-10 in the last 14 games. I don't know. I don't think the Ravens are good.
Really?
No, I really don't. I think
good.
I mean, they blew out the Chargers. Maybe it kind of brought the Chargers back down to earth. I mean, their defense is. I mean, it's still that Ravens defense everyone talks about being just like the best part of their game. I mean, if you really make Lamar throw, I mean, last week the Chargers did it. Bengals don't have as good a secondary as the Chargers do, but Lamar still makes mistakes through the air. So if they can get the run game going, I will take Ravens -6.5, but I'm not a huge fan of it. So
I like the other side.
Yeah.
I like the Bengals +6.5. I think it's more likely going to be a close game, and in those situations, I like taking the points.
Yeah, that's good. It's good.
Divisional matchup. I think it'll go neck and neck. I mean, both teams have their issues. They're not perfect by any means, but I like Bengals +6.5. I like the over, and I like Bengals money line.
All right.
Cincy.
Wow. All right. What do you got?
Looks like someone coming around on the Bengals. I have been hyping up the Bengals all off season, and all you did was trash the Bengals.
Still trash the
Bengals. Joe Mixon bowls back, so.
Okay, it's not just Joe Mixon. I've said that their receiver core. I said Jamar Chase is going to be a stud. He's now up there being compared to Randy Moss.
He's used to the NFL size of the football. He's good to go.
The fact that you guys actually
figured out the ball size. Yeah, he's good.
The fact you thought that would. Oh man, that's too funny. I agree. Bengals +6.5 divisional matchup. You know, getting more than 2 field goals. I think this could just be like, you know, one of those that's coming down to the wire, field goal to win it type situation. I don't know which way it'll go yet. I don't have Ravens are at home, so I don't know which team's going to win here, but I do like the Bengals and the points in this divisional game. You know, Chase is, I mean, he's rookie of the year right now, right? Offensive rookie of the year easily.
He's probably up there for betting odds wise.
I mean, the dude is.
Mac Jones is having a pretty good
year. He's in his rookie year, and he's probably the best deep threat receiver right now.
Could be
one of them, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, the Ravens are beat up still. Or Joe Burrow, T. Higgins is back. Mixon's healthy. I think they could definitely keep this one close. Moving on to the next game. we have I believe it's the Falcons versus Dolphins. This one opened. One opened crazy. Before that London game, the Falcons were plus 2.5, and I bet that because I just thought like, oh, this should be like more of a pick 'em. Now the Dolphins are plus 2.5.
It's crazy. It's changed so much.
I don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah.
I'll go first just because I bet the Falcons plus 2.5, but now I think there's great value on the Dolphins plus 2.5. So now if I had to make a pick, I would say Dolphins plus 2.5. So I'm gonna have both sides in this game and just hope it ends by 2 or 1 point and I could win both.
You split it? Yeah, I mean
that's what I'm hoping because that's what I'm hoping. It's a 1 or 2 point game, but at least I can't lose anything on this game. So
the Dolphins are terrible. The Dolphins are so bad right now. I think the Falcons are a better team. They have better weapons. Calvin Ridley's back. I mean, Pitts
off the bye.
Pitts was finally used in their last game the way he should be used. Give me Falcons minus 2.5. Is
Xavier Howard playing though on Ridley?
It doesn't matter. It really does not matter who's playing. The Dolphins are terrible.
You think he's that good?
No, I just think the Dolphins are terrible. They just give up so much. I mean, their defense, their offensive line's beat up. Tua looks okay, but I mean, they're already talking about trading for Deshaun Watson. This team is getting blown up. You know, it could be blown up by Friday, or Saturday, and then there's just no reason for Tua to even play. Talking about trading him through the week. I mean, what kind of confidence does that give a young quarterback?
That's true.
Like what?
Yeah, that's
what
not
are you
a good
doing?
look.
Yeah. So give me Falcons minus 2.5. It's probably going to move. It's probably going to keep moving.
I think if the trade doesn't go through, they're probably going to be in a situation to like sell high on him, so like they could have more leverage in that trade. But so maybe expect a breakout game from him. But I guess we'll see.
He kind of had a good game against the Jags, and it wasn't a great game. It wasn't bad. He actually looked good.
Yeah,
he looked okay in the fourth quarter. Yeah,
but they still lost to the Jaguars. Like the Jaguars are terrible.
I know.
So give me that. All right, move on from this trash can game.
Yeah, I still at this point I'm still taking the Dolphins at home plus 2.5, but I have the Falcons plus 2.5 too. So, let's see here. The next game we have is I don't know why it's not loading here. Sorry for the brief delay. Oh, okay. So we have the Panthers Giants, another great game. It's a pretty ugly slate this week. Besides that Titans Chiefs, so opened I don't think the line's really moved at all. It's stayed at Giants plus 3 at home. So what side do you like here?
Giants are so beat up again. I mean, they might be getting Saquon might be playing. He's still questionable. I'd be surprised if he did. But even with that being said, I mean, Panthers just have such better defense than the Giants. Their offense is kind of hit or miss. I mean, they have the weapons on the offensive side, minus CMC, obviously. But I think Sam Darnold gets it done. Giants are 2-4 this year against the spread. Panthers, I mean, they're 500 against the spread. Carolina actually is 8-1 against the spread on the road in the last 9 games. So I'm going to take Carolina minus 3.
You know what kind of scares me about the Panthers is really just one specific stat line from Robbie Anderson. He gets 11 targets and like 8 catches, but like 5 yards. So it's like, what is the play design there that this guy's getting so much volume and just no success? Like, what are the Panthers doing? Like,
maybe he just
is it just like anymore. 15 screen passes? Like, what's going on? I've not watched them very closely, but.
No, I mean,
help me out here, PB.
He's a speedster, so I mean, just throwing deep balls to him.
Yeah, I don't know what's going. Robbie Anderson. I've been playing in some Millie Maker DFS lineups just because of his upside at low ownership, but he has 30 targets in his last 3 games. It's insane. No one would have thought that, but he's just not. He's not doing anything with them. Darnold hasn't looked as good as he did. I'm on Giants plus 3 here, even with the Giants being beat up. They're at home. I've all year been saying the Panthers are fool's gold, that they're not as good when they started out, whatever it was, like 3-0 or 4-0, and they're not. they're an average team,
Yeah.
and they're playing in New York. I like getting the Giants plus the points at home. I don't see the Panthers going in and winning by. I think at worst you push. This isn't a game that I'm betting, but if I had to pick, I would pick Giants plus 3.
Oh, fair enough.
Yep. Any other thoughts on that
I
game?
mean, I just think the Panthers they're average, but they're more average than the Giants. Giants are below average.
So
Yeah, but is that worth more than a field goal? Or
Yeah,
that's
I
worth
think it
not
is.
a field goal?
I think it's a touchdown.
That's like touchdown is like going from. That's like more of like Packers Washington difference.
No, it's not. Regardless of that, I mean, I'm not going to bet the game, but the Panthers are definitely better. So
yeah, I'm treating this one like a fine champagne and putting that one on ice.
Shut up.
So do you like if you had to pick, would you pick the Panthers or Giants, Nick?
I'm deferring, but I'll probably go with the home team. I'll go with the Giants.
Okay.
Yeah. Next game, another great one: Rams versus Lions. Rams minus 14.5. I don't really think the line has moved that much. It's kind of stuck right around there.
FanDuel has them right now minus 15.5.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, so if you like the Lions, bet FanDuel. If you like the Rams, bet on DraftKings at minus 14.5. So, you could pick either. Which side do you like, Corey?
I mean, gun to my head, the Lions. They played in close games and they've looked decent. Like they looked good against the Ravens, or is it just the Ravens looked bad? I'm not sure. They lost the longest field goal in history. Then the Bengals come into town. It was +3 or something like that for the Lions at home, and they got obliterated. Looked nothing like an NFL team. Now they travel to Los Angeles. Jared Goff returns to LA versus Sean McVay. I expect the exact same thing that happened last week to the Lions to happen again this week. Rams are a Super Bowl contender. They're one of my favorites to make it to the Super Bowl. Their defense is getting better by the week. I mean, give me... like I said, I probably won't bet it because it's such a large number, but I'll take Rams all day.
Yeah, Lions are not the king of the jungle this day. For sure, they're going to get chewed up and spit out. McVay knows how bad Goff is, and he's just going to put Jalen Ramsey in every single scenario that Goff is he's going to lose really bad. It's going to be a bloodbath out there.
Goff,
and Stafford, I think, is better. Like, his old team definitely knows him, but it's not like the Lions have anyone legitimate to try and stop him. So, it's just going to be a blowout.
Yeah, no, Goff could get pulled in this game if he plays poorly in the first half. So
yeah,
look for David Blau to come in. I don't know if he's still on the team, but
I'm not betting this game at all. But if I had to make my pick here is Lions plus 15.5. I think this game ends like 31-17, and
good.
That's more than enough. Like I don't. The Rams could score 38 again, but I think Jared Goff, it is his old team. I think he has a lot of motivation here. They are really depleted, but I don't know. I think Swift has a decent game here. I think they'll rely on him quite a bit. They're all their pass catchers. It's down to just Amon St. Brown, who will just get locked down by Ramsey. I think they're going to rely on Jamal Williams and especially Swift this game. I think they'll just try to slow this game down as much as possible. And I don't know. I think 15.5 points is
a lot. It is. So, I just don't see him getting to. I just find it hard to believe them scoring 2 touchdowns on the Rams. So that's the only reason.
That's the thing. That's all. But I see. That's what I see. I can see the Lions scoring. I see Hawkinson getting a touchdown. I see Swift scoring a touchdown and a field goal. And at that point, the Rams need to score 34 plus points to cover that. Mm-hmm. So Eagles versus the Raiders. We have Eagles plus 3. Corey, what side do you like in this one?
Eagles plus 3 versus the Raiders. They at home. Raiders are at home. Give me Eagles on the road plus 3. The Raiders, I don't want anything to do with them. Their Eagles looked pretty good last week against the Bucks, barring some terrible calls. I think Eagles just have more motivation to win. Raiders are not, again, I don't know what they are.
They're good, is what they are. Did you see them last week?
Yeah.
They don't need Gruden.
What do you
The
like
team's
here?
coming out there trying to prove that they're legit. Obviously, last week I think they're like, oh, we could win without Gruden type of mentality, but I think it continues. The Eagles just they just like sputter along. It's like they show up and it's like, hey, thanks for playing, but like, I mean, Hurts has like a good play every like 3 drives, and then you're like, oh, this guy's amazing, and then he throws an interception.
Yeah.
It's like, is Miles Sanders gonna blow up? Probably not. I mean,
Yes, he is.
I don't know. I like the Raiders.
So you got the Raiders there. Okay.
Yeah, I'll take a -3.
I'm with Corey. I like the Eagles +3. I think the Eagles they covered a backdoor against the Bucks at +7. They made it to +6. I think the Raiders were much worse than the Bucks, and I think the Eagles can keep this one close, if not win. I think the Eagles actually win this game here. I bet the Eagles +3.5. If it gets back to that, I'll probably do it again. But right now it's at +3. If I still had to do it today, I would take the Eagles +3. But not much else to say that game. I don't think the Raiders are more than a field goal better than them.
No.
Okay, now we're on to the Bucks Bears. So it opened at like Bucks, I believe 13.5, -13.5. I think it's down to 12.5 on DraftKings now. What side do you like, Corey?
Give me Bucks at home -1.5 against rookie quarterback. I know the Bucks secondary is depleted. Justin Fields looked okay last week against the Packers. Again, my issue with the Bears is not scoring enough points. They really can't. Their offense gets down to the red zone and they can't finish. So, and Tom Brady at home, give me Bucks -12.5.
Nick?
I kind of like the Bears with points. I don't know. I think everyone's kind of fighting for some legitimacy here in Chicago. Bucks, I mean, you never know if they're just going to completely dominate a team or just kind of play around with them. It might be close. But honestly, +475 Bears win is like kind of tempting.
Well, what got you on this
Bears?
Bucks train?
What's that?
I don't know. Out of you're all over the Bucks and how good they are, and then you're talking about Bears money line.
I don't think the Bears are all that bad. It's not that the Buccaneers aren't good. I just think they're better than 12 points.
Yeah, then just take the 12. Don't say money line.
Well, it's kind of fun. I mean, you get really good odds on that one. That might be like one of those $5 scratch-offs that you decide to play on Sunday morning, or you just throwing something random out, but we'll see.
All right. Well, I like the Bears as well. I bet them at +13.5. Again, I like betting against Brady here. This is the game last year when he thought it was third down or whatever, and he lost the game against the Bears.
Don't see that happening again. But,
what?
See, I don't see that happening anytime.
No, I think the Bucks win this.
Yeah.
But I think it could be like a 10-point win, a touchdown win, not more than a touchdown and a field goal.
True.
So I like that. Next game we have Cardinals -17.5 against the Texans.
I mean, I don't know. Gun to my head, give me. Texans are terrible, dude. They're really bad, and they're in Arizona. Give me. I'm taking Arizona. That's a lot of points. Actually, you know what? It's for some reason. Give me the Texans +17.5 for no apparent reason. They shouldn't really. It's not gonna be a close game, but they will somehow sneak a backdoor cover here, I guess.
I think last week was the first time they scored over 20 points.
Who?
Patriots.
Texans.
Or, I'm sorry, the Texans.
They play the Colts and they did not score 20 points. They didn't score a touchdown.
They're pretty bad. Davis Mills is kind of garbage.
Yeah. So.
What do you like, Nick? What on that side?
I mean, after watching the Cardinals last week, they're pretty good. money line, like really no point to bet that. So give me the over.
What's the over?
47.5.
47.5.
Okay, so you like the over. And that I like the Texans plus 17.5 with Corey. It's just too many points. That's purely it. I don't really.
Yeah.
Whenever usually I can get an NFL team is over 2 touchdowns and a field goal, I'm always going to take it. So
Texans are the team that lost 40-0 to the Bills, though. So
yeah, I don't. That's one
Yeah,
game.
it's
I'm talking about over the course of multiple
bad.
seasons.
I think the Cardinals are just as good. So like I do not want to bet Texans at all this year.
No.
Well,
Really bad.
you're not betting the Texans. You're betting a number.
Yeah.
But next, we have 2 games left. A couple minutes here left in the show. Colts 49ers. I know you want to talk about this game longer, but keep it brief. What side do you like here?
I mean,
It's at 4.5, I think.
Yeah, so, I mean, if the Colts continue to play like they did last week, I know it's the Texans. Carson Wentz looked great. We're getting healthier. Quentin Nelson could return in this game. Braden Smith practiced today. Colts offensive line is going back to what it should be last year. Give me Colts plus 4 on the road.
Okay, Nick?
I'll say the same just to support Corey.
This is one of my favorites of the week that I did bet, one of my bets of the week, and it's 49ers minus 4. Kyle Shanahan coming off a bye. It's a good spot. The 49ers, I don't know whether it's Lance. It's probably going to be Jimmy G.
Jimmy G's coming back.
Yeah, so it's probably Jimmy G. I just think off the bye, the 49ers are still a very good team. And I don't know, I think they could win this by a touchdown. So give me the 49ers minus 4. And the final game, my favorite bet of the week, I'll just start it off because I'm also a Saints fan, but I just think I was able to get this a week before the line opened at Saints minus 3 against the Seahawks. It's up to like minus 5.5, I think, on FanDuel. I think you can get it at 4.5 or 5 on DraftKings. I think this is a game, and I like the over. This is the one game I like the over. I think the over is at
43.
like 43.
Yeah, it's
and it's a Monday night game. I like overs on Monday nights and unders on Thursday nights.
I'll get behind that. Geno Smith primetime. Let's go.
Yeah, the Saints have had like so much time to rest. I think that this game they'll win like, I don't know, 31 to like 15 or 16 or I don't know, 31-17 is what my final score will be.
I mean, the Seahawks looked bad last week. Geno didn't look like he did when he came in. I'm gonna take the over. I mean, at home 5.5. I don't know. I don't really know what to do with the line. I don't trust Jameis Winston. I'll say that, but
So you're taking the Seahawks plus 5.5.
I didn't say that. Didn't say that.
Make a pick, Nick.
I actually like the Saints here.
Yeah, they're going to steamroll. That's how the show's
Yeah.
ending. The Saints are steamrolling the Seahawks team, and they're getting healthy. They're getting up players back. This won't be close.
No.
Best bet of the week, bet the Saints. That about wraps up this show, and we'll see you tomorrow for the DraftKings main slate DFS breakdown.
Peace.
Adios.
It's gonna